And then once I see it on my end, I'll do like the intro. Hey guys, we're gonna be starting the live stream at 3:10, so give us 5 minutes for more people to join up. Okay.
All right, let's start.
Okay, we're gonna start the opening session now. Thank you all for joining the opening session, and we're excited to host this hackathon and see all the amazing projects and ideas that you guys come up with. In the opening session today, we'll talk about the logistics of the hackathon, and we'll also release a prompt and all the other important information. If you guys have any
Let's
other
start.
questions after the opening ceremony, we're gonna be active in the Discord to answer any questions. Also, once the opening session ends, we'll post the slides and the announcements of the Discord. So now we'll get into a bit of the logistics of the hackathon. Andrew. We have over 1,500 hackers and participants and over 200,000 in prizes. We'd also like to thank all the sponsors who made this event possible by providing us with funds and support. Without them, this hackathon wouldn't be possible to host. So we'd like to thank Wolfram Alpha, Interview Cake, One Password, Art of Problem Solving, Desmo, Axel, XYZ Domain, Kinetic, Interview Buddy, Chess.com, and Google. Now we'll talk about the judges and the different workshops that we're offering.
First, let's introduce all of the judges that are going to be helping us with this hackathon today. So first, we have Kostal Probakar, who works in machine learning at X and previously worked for in machine learning at Apple as well as Snapchat. We have Dimitri Slakbo, who's a senior software engineer at Microsoft. We have Varun Nakra, who's the vice president at Deutsche Bank, as well as Sai Vital Batula, who's an SoC logic design engineer at Intel. We have Gunjan Paliwal, who's a product marketing person at Meta, and finally, we have Vidyasagar R, who's the founder and CTO at Agentive and was an ex Google employee as well. We have multiple speakers across the entire hackathon as well, especially for our workshops, which we'll be getting into later. We have Dr. Tehan, who's the co-founder of Profound Bio that exited his company for $2 billion. We once again have Varun Nakra, who's the vice president of risk methodology, and then Gunjan Paliwal, who again works in product marketing, both of them talking about fields of their expertise. We also have Kylie Chin, who's the CMO of Project Empower, and once again, Kasta Prabhakar in machine learning engineer at X.
And then the people on this side are our executive team. We'll be in charge of answering any questions that you guys have during the hackathon. So after the opening ceremony or anytime during the hackathon, if you have a question, just reach out to us or type in the general chat, and we'll do our best to get back to you.
So throughout the entirety of the hackathon, we'll be hosting multiple workshops. You'll have the chance to work or learn from industry professionals, many of which we just covered in our speaker slide. There'll also be raffle prizes at the end of each workshop, things like chess.com subscriptions, some cash, as well as Desmos awards. Tune in later today for a workshop and a chance to win a $45 Desmos award. And each workshop will be hosted on Zoom and unfortunately has a 100 participant limit, but each of the workshops will be recorded for future viewing as well as live stream viewing as well. So these are a few of the hackathons that will be hosted. The first one is about building and scaling AI chatbots, something that's definitely great if you're interested in machine learning. The next is taking a new product to market, so more business oriented and talks about product launch. If you're more technical, maybe you want to tune into developing quantitative models for credit risk, so financials, especially with businesses and new smaller businesses. You
And
have
then
general, yeah.
like we mentioned, the social media one will be hosted by Kaylee Chin, and she has a lot of experience going viral on social media. She got our extracurricular database to over 1 million visits and our hackathon to over 1,000 participants. So if you want to learn about how to go viral on social media, we highly recommend that you tune into her workshop. The last workshop that we're hosting is about how to create a successful business. This workshop is hosted by Dr. Tae Han, and he took a company from $0 to selling it for over 2 billion. So if you want to learn how to like make your own company and be an entrepreneur, we highly recommend that you tune into this workshop. Yeah, now we'll go over the schedule and I'll pass it off to Andrew to talk about.
So for our schedule, so throughout the week we will have multiple events such as Q&As and judging criteria events, and as well as workshops that will happen throughout the week. So on Friday, July 26th, we'll have the opening session, which will be right now. We'll have a judging criteria and Q&A at 4 to 4:30, where you will just be able to ask questions to us about the hackathon in general and judging criteria. And we have how to develop quantitative models for credit risk workshop at 5 p.m. PST today. On Saturday, July 27th, we'll have a how to take new products to the market workshop at 2 p.m. PST. And on July 28th, we will have a building and scaling AI chatbots workshop at 12 p.m. PST and a Q&A live session at 5 p.m. PST. On Monday, July 29th, we'll have a Q&A live session at 5 p.m. PST and a social media content creation workshop at 6 p.m. PST. And then on Tuesday, July 30th, we'll have a how to create a successful business workshop at 12:30 p.m. PST and a Q&A live session at 5 p.m. PST. And on Wednesday, July 31st, we'll have a Q&A live session at 5 p.m. PST. And on Thursday, August 1st, we'll have the same thing at 5 p.m. PST. And on Friday, August 2nd, submissions will be due at 11:59 PST. And the closing ceremony and awards are planned to be on Monday, August 5th, but we will notify you if that date changes. All right, so we're going to move on to the event logistics. So prizes for the coding division of our hackathon would be $400 in cash, which would be split between the team members of the team. So if you have 4 people on your team, it will be split between all 4. But if it's just you, you will get all the cash. As a reward, which will be given to one of the participants, and then we'll have a Wolfram subscription, which will be given to all members of the team, and then 1 password subscriptions will be given to all members of the team, and AOPS coupons for all members of the team. For second place, we have $200 in cash that will be split between the team members. Wolfram award per person, and then a one pass subscription per person. And then for third place, we'll have $100 in cash split between the team members, a Wolfram award, and then a one password subscription. And then for fourth to eighth place, we'll be giving $50 in cash split between the team members, and we'll have a one password subscription. And then honorable mentions will receive unclaimed prizes above and a password subscription. For the pitching division, the first place will receive $200 in cash, which will be split between the team members, and they will receive a Azure reward, and then which will be given to one of the members, and then Wolfram awards will be given per person and one password subscription per person. In second place, they'll receive $100 in cash, which will be split between team members. They'll also receive Azure reward for one person, and then Wolfram award per person and one password subscription per person. Place will receive $50 in cash, which will be split between the team members. They will receive a Wolfram award per person and a one password subscription per person. Fourth and fifth place will receive $50 in cash, which will be split between the team members, and a one password subscription per team member. And then honorable mentions will again receive unclaimed prizes above and a one password subscription. So moving on, we'll have participation prizes. So we'll have an interview buddy code for all participants, XYZ 1 year domains for 350 participants who claim it, and then we'll have interview cake subscription for all participants, and Wolfram 1 subscription for all participants, and a Google registry domain for all participants. And everyone will get at least one and most likely two prizes. So just scan the link or access the form code to enter and for a raffle for some of the prizes. All right, so I will be announcing the prompt right now. So the prompt for this hackathon will be pitch or create software, which can be a website, app, etc., that addresses an issue in first generation low income students, such as financial planning, career opportunities, mental health, community building, or an issue found/experienced in your community. And for this hackathon, we'll have a special company challenge. We partnered with Kinetic to find a company challenge given to us by Sonic Bids, which is a company that deals with booking concerts and stuff like that. So the company challenge is a challenge which is sponsored by Sonic Bids and Advanced Music Technologies. So to access it, you go to this website you sign up and then you log into your account and enter the code EmpowerHacks24 to access the challenge and submissions. All the information about the challenge will be there. Though this challenge is completely up to the company's decision to decide who the rewards are. So first place will get a remote full stack engineer internship at Sonic Bids and a 1 year free of Sonic Bids membership. Second place will receive $100 cash prizes plus 1 year free of Sonic Bids membership. And third place will receive $50 in cash prizes plus 6 months free of Sonic Bids membership. So the company challenge is separate from our main hackathon because it's hosted by the Sonic Bids company. So we will not be accepting submissions for their challenges to our main hackathon. But but if you're interested in these rewards, you can work on this challenge when you have extra time. They have 2 challenges. They both offer the same rewards. You can work on these challenges if you have extra time, or you do not, or you don't like our current prompt, and you have a chance to win these prizes. All right, so I'm just going to go over project creation because there's a lot of questions about this. So first you go to the hackathon dev post, and then you go to my projects, and then from there you can invite your teammates with a link, and you send it to your teammates. Make sure they have a dev post account as well. And once you invited them link your final video or code as your project submission, and it will. And if you are in a team of all four members, only one person needs to submit it. All right, so moving on, we'll go with judging criteria. Submit.
Yeah, so the judging criteria is largely the same across both divisions. There's a couple of things we're using to evaluate each and every project. The first is potential impact, so looking how it factors on community, students, and other general groups, specifically among the FGLI community. How original is your project? How unique or novel is the idea? Obviously, the more novel it is, the more points you'll get, and the more the judges will like your project. How applicable is it to the prompt? So, how well did you follow the prompt? This also kind of ties in again with the potential impact part. How well was your presentation of the solution? Later, we'll talk about how each of you will be giving a 5-minute pitch and submitting that. So you'll be graded on your presentation and how well your overall performance is. In terms of execution, was the execution of the idea good? This is more specific to the coding. We'll be obviously taking a look at your code on GitHub and evaluating that as well. And we'll also be evaluating it from a future perspective. So does this project have life after this hackathon? Can it actually go make a real impact if it was continued? So, in terms of hackathon criteria, we want to make sure that everything that you create specifically through this hackathon is open source and reproducible. So you'll gain significant points for open sourcing your code, and your repository should reproduce your marketed project. We ultimately want to ensure that the projects are benefiting FGLI students and continue beyond the hackathon if that's something you want to pursue. And it'll obviously encourage other creators to commit and prevent discontinuation of your project. So obviously open sourcing it is a great way to go about this, especially if you want to make a real impact in the future.
Yeah, and as we get closer to the end of the hackathon, we'll go into more detail about submission requirements. But for now, I'll give you guys like a brief overview of what we expect. So we need a pitch slash demo video, documentation, so like a dev post summary, a repository, preferably GitHub, technical details of your project, team information, a user guide, and licensing. And then for the pitching division, Andrew, and then for the pitching division, we expect you to make a pitch slash demo video. Include the technical details of your project. So like, how would you create the project that you're like pitching to us? And then also team information and a user guide. And then we're not going to go into too much detail about the code of conduct because we don't expect any of you guys to act out, but we're going to briefly touch upon it. So we expect you guys to respect and be inclusive of everyone. So treat all participants with kindness and respect, even if they're not on your team. Be professional. Don't try to like sabotage other teams in any way or like talk down to your own teammates. Collaborate with other people. Encourage positive communication and respect other people's opinions and ideas in your team. Be honest. Don't try to submit work that's not your own. And then also safety and also for safety, like report any concerning behavior to the event organizers and prioritize your safety and well-being over or prioritize the safety and well-being of yourself and others. Some consequences if you disobey any of these is you may be one warned, two asked to leave, or three banned from future events. Your project may also be disqualified if you break any of these rules.
So if you have any questions, please create a new post in the questions channel of the Project Empower Discord. To access the question channel, make sure if not you haven't done so already, join the Project Empower Discord and then claim the Empower Hacks 2024 role through the sign up channel. So create a new post and then go to the questions channel, create a new post, and put your questions in the title box and add text in the box under where enter message is. So right here, and make sure to look through the questions channel to see if your questions have already been answered. And we will try to answer your questions as soon as possible. So these are some beginner resources that you can use to help with your programming experience. You can These are just couple resources that we found pretty decently helpful. You can use any resources you find on. You can use any resources, open source resources that you find online. And these links, this slideshow would be shared after the opening ceremony.
So the primary sponsor for this event is obviously us, Project Empower. So a little bit about us. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization started in the summer of 2022, and we really want to emphasize building software to help low-income students as well as their communities. We've already created multiple projects, including Illuminate, Open Grant, and we also have a global chapter system where we have different students from different schools across the world come together and create these projects. If you want to follow our social media, they're displayed on the next slide. It Our Instagram is Project Empower, as well as Project Empower for TikTok as well. We have thousands of followers and post content daily. Feel free to check it out if you want. So let's get into a few of our specific projects. The first one is Open Grant. We've created a tool to find scholarships. There's over 2,000 scholarships on here, and the next slide displays the link if you want to go check it out. And then the next project that we've also created that's been pretty successful as well is Illuminate. This is a tool that we've largely created to find extracurriculars. There's 400 plus different opportunities if you're a high school student and are struggling to figure out what you want to do to really boost your application or do things outside of school. This is a great website to visit. It also has millions of website views, so it's something that you should definitely check out if you're interested. And finally, feel free to scan this QR code if you want to start a chapter. You'll be connected with Project Empower and work really closely with us to create projects that were just as successful as Illuminate as well as Open Grant. You can fill out the application, it doesn't take too long, or you could save the link for later, and it's something we highly encourage doing. If you want to join our team and work closely with us as well, feel free to scan this QR code. You can join the operations team or other lead teams that we have out of our 6 total teams, and maybe in the future even get an executive staff position. So feel free to join and join our community.
And then just a summary of everything that we've talked about. Our first workshop today will be at 5 p.m. Pacific time. It's on the Google Doc that I shared, and I've also emailed everyone who signed up the link. If you have any questions during the hackathon, reach out to the executive staff members during the event with questions in the hashtag question channel. Um, Refer to announcements in the Discord server for any updates, and the schedule will also be published on the Discord. And then just to quickly announce some questions that I saw in the chat. If you want to participate in the pitch competition and you're like wondering how you sign up for it, when you're submitting your final project, it'll ask you, do you want to submit to the pitch competition or the coding competition? And then if you want to submit to the coding competition or the pitch competition, you can select that category. So it'll all happen at the end when you're submitting it. And then also there's a question about the prizes. The prize value amount is with all the subscriptions added up along with the cash total. And we can share the spreadsheet with the cash breakdown and also the prize breakdown after. So yeah, have fun hacking, guys, and make sure that you guys attend the workshops.
And really quickly as well, if there's any other questions that anyone has, please feel free to just send them in the Discord and we'll respond as soon as possible. We know there's probably some things we didn't cover, but we hope this presentation answered a lot of questions and we'll, of course, answer more.
Oh, and the slides will be published in the Discord after we end the live stream.
Thank you all. Happy hacking.